Week 15 pickups. Really weird by yourself. Thanks for joining in, Dan. Dan is suspended for the week. He's not here. We do got a picture of him up, though, just so everyone knows what he looks like. Junior suspended for the year, so just me and Pete today. But we're here with Week 15 pick'ems. We're back every Tuesday night with our weekly pick'ems, even in the playoffs. And Dan's on top of it. Check out that Twitter. Check out all those links. There's a bunch of links down below in the description section, the comments. And then, Dan's showing you guys. There's the leaderboard. It's real tight. We got a real tight leaderboard here. I'm on top by Pete's catching me. Dan passed Old Yeller. But we're all within one game of each other.
Wow.
Fans 2 down. And you see the Picks League down there. Matthew Reese has been on top for a bit. He's got 142. 142.
Cheating.
He's got to be cheating. This absolutely has to be cheating. That's the leaderboard. We're almost done with the regular season, so I better hang on to this lead. Thursday Night Football. We got the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Who's out with Rona in this game?
Well, what we got to focus on here is Chris Jones, star defensive tackle of the Chiefs, is out, and Rashawn Slater. Can we call Rashawn Slater a star already? Can we do that?
Those cancel each other out right there.
Yeah, I think those cancel each other out. Chris Jones probably he is the bigger player. That's one of the best players in the NFL, in my opinion. But Rashawn Slater is the left tackle for Justin Herbert, so that's pretty tough there. Good battle. Thursday night. Both teams are heating up right now. Let me get the Chiefs. Let me get the Chiefs. Tough to pick against them right now. I think they've been getting a lot of pressure. They've been getting good pressure on quarterbacks, and without Rashawn Slater, that actually, again, Chris Jones, the bigger player, but left tackle, D tackle. It's not like the Chargers are going to pound the football inside a bunch of times in this game. So, and they'll miss Chris Jones. They'll miss his interior pressure, but it might be bigger that Rashawn Slater's out here. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Could go either way. It's a good one.
Yeah, the Chargers coming off a big win, but they played, the team I don't pick ever. And I don't know. I can't really trust the Chargers right now. I think they're just kind of up and down, even though they have a 8-5 record. They're still kind of up and down. They lose some games. You don't expect them to lose, but they pull out some good wins. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here. They're just hot right now. Got to go with them.
They're so hot right now, and
so hot.
Dan's pointing at the Chiefs, so I guess he's going with the Chiefs. And then Yeller is going with the Chargers, actually. Feeling the Chargers on Thursday Night Football.
Wow.
And the fans are going with the Chiefs. So Old Yeller's the lone dog of the week. Look at that. Yeah, I think it's one that can go either way. It's just very tough to pick against the Chiefs. The Chargers were inconsistent. Now they're getting pretty consistent. Is it time for them to They're due for a loss. So we'll see what happens here with them without Rashawn Slater, Chiefs without Chris Jones, obviously. I can't even keep track of all these guys on the Rona list. The list. Raiders and Browns. The Browns had quite a few go on that list, and we got 2 offensive linemen on there. It's pretty rough, but the Raiders are really stinking up the joint. They're the second half of the year Raiders. That's just what they are. They're really struggling. The Browns got a good win against the Ravens. Kareem Hunt did go down. And now they got guys on the list. It's a tough one.
I like the Brownies at home.
Pete likes the Brownies at home.
I think this is that's what I was saying last week with them. It's like you were saying it too. Like this is it for the Browns. Like if they don't win it, they're done. And I think they kind of know that. And the AFC North is up for grabs. And I think this is a good matchup for them against the struggling Raiders here. I think that even if Kareem's out, I think they still could run the ball. They got Chubb, they got Dearness Johnson. They still could run the ball over the Raiders here.
Dan's pointing at the Raiders, but he's not going with the Raiders. He's going with the Browns, so he's got to figure it out.
He faked us out.
He's really got to figure it out. Where's Old Yeller is going with the Raiders.
Look at him. He's all over the place already.
He made a switch because of the guys that are out.
Who's out for them?
The big ones are Wyatt Teller and Jedrick Wills. They got a number of other guys on there, but those are the big ones here. Offensive line, and that's
I feel like they've been missing
I feel like the Browns live and die by their offensive line here too. I'm going Raiders, and I was actually going Raiders before the Rona news there. So it's kind of a gut feeling. Browns are favored by a bit. Well, it would probably change now. Just feeling going with my gut. Both teams have been struggling. I know the Browns got a win last week, but they were allowing the Ravens to get back in that one without Lamar. Just haven't been thrilled with the Browns. I like their defense, but Raiders they're bad right now. They're bad, but what was that Cowboys game on that short week on Thanksgiving? Like, what was that? I think that we can get one of those here on a Saturday game, somewhat of a short week here. It's just the Raiders will randomly show up, and that's what happens. The first half of the year Raiders, second half of the year Raiders, nothing alike. It happens every year. I don't know how it could possibly happen every year, but it does. But it's not like they lose all the games in the second half of the year. You still see that first half of the year Raiders here and there within the second half of the year. So that's what I'm thinking happens here. We'll see what the line changes to. I know the Browns were favored by a bit. The fans are going with the Browns. So we got a 3-2 split. Me and the dog over there on the Raiders. Saturday ball, that's good because I was missing college football last week, so it's good to get
some good Saturday games.
Yeah, and this is a real good one. Might be the game of the week. The Patriots versus the Colts. The Patriots are hot. They did have a bye week last week.
Both teams had a bye.
Colts did have a bye, and they were playing some good football before them. What are you thinking?
This is a tough one.
Yeah, this might be the toughest game to pick on the year.
It's tough because
I can argue both sides pretty evenly.
Yeah, it's tough because both teams were playing really well, and they're both coming off a bye week, so we just don't know how they're going to respond coming off that. If teams are going to come out, slow, or if they're going to come out, refreshed and ready to go. It's just going to be tough to tell. I know Dan's going with the Colts. I know that.
Dan's a Colts guy this week.
What does Old Yeller got?
Old Yeller is going with the Colts.
Wow. That's surprising. What are you feeling?
This is tough. Saturday night ball game.
I don't know.
You can argue both sides. I mean, the Patriots are hot. That Belichick and his defense, they're so good in the past, and right now it kind of taken away. Like, if you're the Colts aren't one-dimensional, though, but if you're great at one thing, and they're pretty good at passing. Carson Wentz has been impressive. But if your game is and the Colts have that. They have it as their run game. Belichick's really good at game planning and taking away that thing from you and making you win a different way. Now the Colts could do that. They've proven they can do that, but the Patriots' pass defense is pretty damn dominant. Could they create some turnovers on Carson Wentz? So I can argue that side. I can argue the Colts. They're home on Saturday Night Football. The Patriots haven't really seen this rushing attack yet. It's something they haven't really been stopping the run that great, but it's usually against those teams that are pretty balanced. You don't know if they're focused on running or passing. That's the teams that they allow to run on them, and they've still been winning. But they haven't seen this Colts offensive line and Jonathan Taylor yet either, so it's real tough. I can't believe no one's picking the Patriots. I'm leaning towards the Colts here.
I didn't pick yet.
You going to go with Patriots?
Yeah, give me the Patriots here. This is really a toss-up, and I just want to see if I gain a pick here. But, I mean, I don't know. I think, like you said, Belichick does do a good job of taking away, the best player on the other team, and especially the offensive side of the ball. So I think they could limit Jonathan Taylor, make Carson Wentz make some big plays, and he's been playing pretty solid this year. But I think, this defense forces a lot of turnovers, so I think they get some turnovers. It's going to be a really close one, though. I think it comes down to it's going to be a squeaker. I think it's going to come down to a few points here.
I think it's going to be a defensive game, a squeaker. It's either going to be the turnover battle. The Patriots got set up their offense in a good position with those turnovers, or Jonathan Taylor was just too much in a low-scoring game. Who had more offensive, big plays on offense? Jonathan Taylor. That's why I'm leaning towards the Colts. Patriots, I still think you can run on them. I thought that I picked the Browns to beat the Patriots. That was a big-time mistake, and that was like right when the Patriots started getting hot. And the Patriots, did they take away the run? I think they just got a good lead, and that's how they took away the run. So how this game starts is going to be key. Colts are a good football team now. They let that Buccaneers game slip away. I'm still impressed, even though it's a loss with the Colts in a game like that. It's going to be a really good game. Patriots kind of due for a loss. Maybe the bye slowed them down. I'm a big Frank Reich guy. He's been taking some shots, actually, from some people this year, but I like him off the bye here. I like Belichick off the bye, too, but it might be the toughest game to pick on the year because I again can argue both sides, but I'm feeling the Colts.
I was thinking you could run on them too, but I was thinking back to
Fans Patriots.
What? Fans Patriots. I was thinking back to the playoffs when the Titans played them. They let Henry. Their strategy was to take away the play action pass game. Belichick thought Tannehill and the play action pass game was the most dangerous thing on the Titans offense. So they let Henry ran for like 180 or whatever it was.
Well, that's because the Titans had two things. They were equally as deadly on the ground in the play action pass. Well, the Colts are.
I think this year when they played, even with Derrick Henry out, the Titans ran all over them, but we couldn't really throw the ball that well. I think they were planning for the play action pass. Really, I think they just kind of. I think what I'm saying is I think they could stop the run. I think it's whatever they think is the most dangerous thing with the Colts, and I think it should be Jonathan Taylor. But maybe they are worried about.
But then the Colts can
That's
pass.
what I mean. Maybe they are worried about.
They're good at. There's some. I like their pass play designs. They're good at drawing up some safe plays. Sometimes Wentz makes it unsafe, but just get the ball to Pittman, quick slants, get them underneath, back shoulders.
It'll be interesting.
That's gonna be Saturday night. Cannot wait for that game. We got a good split on a lot of these games here already. That's good. I mean, two of them, I guess. Panthers and Bills for a second there. I thought it was gonna be a Mr. Biscuits, a Mitchell Trubisky versus the Panthers. I still would have taken the Bills. So I think everyone's going with the Bills. Dan's pointing at the Panthers. Let me look at my notes here.
He's going the Bills. So.
He's going Bills. I'm sure if Trubisky was playing for the Bills,
he'd all over.
He would be guaranteeing a Bills victory. Huge Mr. Biscuits guy. Yeah, Panthers can't get much going offensively. This should be. I still like their defense, the Panthers, that is, but it's been playing a lot worse than it was earlier in the year. I thought it was a top 3 defense, but it's still not. It's not a free one here going against that defense. So the Bills got to figure it out. Well, I got a big question with the Bills because at the end of the second half, they couldn't game plan for the Bucs game. The game plan was poor. Second half, great adjustments. Bills were kind of getting going. They outplayed the Bucs second half, so you could look at it one way, saying, "All right, they figured it out. They figured out how to get in their groove." Or you can just kind of go back and look at they can't start games well. They can't game plan for them well. And what they were doing right in the second half against the Bucs was they were getting the ball underneath in the passing game, which they should have done. That's what you should do against the Bucs. So are they going to insist on that now because it worked? It's a big question. How would they adjust to what just happened in that last game? Because every opponent is different. So I like the Bills in this one. Hopefully Josh Allen's okay. It sounds like he's all right.
They had 0 rush attempts in the first half.
Yeah, you don't really need to run the ball against the Bucs. You shouldn't really be anyways. You still got to run the ball.
I get that. Yeah, you still have to run the ball. Do you think that's hurting? What's his name? Dabble. You think that's hurting his?
Oh yeah, I don't think he's getting a coach.
Yeah, because everyone was getting mad that he didn't get it. He didn't get a job last year. But
or maybe doesn't have the running backs and offensive line to run the. Maybe if he goes to a good running roster, then maybe he can. It's a big mystery at this point. Okay, all right for the Bills, Cardinals and Lions. The Cardinals lost. That was last night to the Rams. Rams are missing some players too. Lions. They got. Could they do it? I'm gonna do something wild here. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Oh, that's wild.
And I just went.
You're wild.
I went everyone Cardinals too. While I was at it. What if though?
You're about to go about the Lions. You're about to be like.
I was thinking about it.
And you're like, wait.
No, Cardinals are dominant away. They can't play at home. All right, so it's a guarantee here. It's a guarantee. Cardinals are weird though. I think I was talking about this in the power rankings video. They're at times they look like maybe the hardest offense to stop in the history of the NFL, and then they kind of just stop executing at some point. Like they really just shut themselves down. It's like. You just can't get the full thing. I mean, earlier in the year we were, but that's just the difference between the Super Bowl champion or maybe a first or second round exit here. So they got to get a little more consistent.
Well, I think Greasy said it last night. He actually said something that was actually
with the rope and dope.
Yeah. No, not that.
The rope and dope.
No, that's the classic rope and dope.
He's like, yeah, we call that a rope and dope. I'm like, no, you call that a rope and dope.
Greasy. But he actually said something that. Actually, something that's intelligent and useful, and I thought was pretty spot on. It's like Kingsbury's kind of like he's like in the middle. Like he wants to spread it out and throw the ball to like his big receivers, but at the same time he really wants to establish the run and run the ball with James Conner and Kyler Murray. He's kind of just like stuck. He's trying to figure out what the team, what the identity of the offense is.
I'm disagreeing with
You're
that.
disagreeing.
Well, I agree that he's doing this and that and this and that. I agree with that. Some rope and dope, and then she's switching it up. But that's a good thing to me.
It is a good thing, but you have to have, you got to have an identity. Like when things are on the line.
No.
Yeah, when things are on the line, you have to have
I'm
a go-to.
I'm disagreeing because, you have to do everything. It's not like the Bills situation where they're not running and they got to establish the run.
Yeah.
If you have an identity on what you do, then you're predictable. I think the Cardinals' offense is the most unpredictable thing in football, and that's a big reason why they're good. I think they can do all those things, and he's not doing the same thing. I don't want him to do the same thing. I don't want him to start to establish a run, or sometimes he will, and then he'll win a game. Sometimes he won't.
I think what killed them was they got into the red zone so many times, and
there's the next cue.
Yeah, that's where you go to your identity, though. Like you have to have, like, do you want to pound the football there?
They're equally DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best receivers in football. Kyler Murray's playing great this year. He was slipping up in the red zone.
They scored 2 touchdowns?
Yeah, they only
Who scored their 2 touchdowns?
Connor.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to any of them, but you got to trust Hopkins to catch the ball. You got to trust Kyler Murray to get the ball higher.
Yeah.
And he does. I would trust him if those were my guys. He trusts them. I don't think you have to go Connor in that situation. They had a 4th and 1, and they went to Connor, and he didn't get it. I think something weird happened with the handoff. I kept watching that back where it sounds like I'm blaming Murray for everything, but it's just he fumbled it a little bit maybe, and he didn't get it right, and it's just unfortunate. That's just what happened. I don't mind the play call. People were ripping him because he didn't kick the field goal. Kingsbury, that was. The safe thing to do is kick the field goal, but you don't want to be that predictable, safe guy that does it by the book. Like, James Conner was getting more than a yard every carry. He was breaking tackles. I think it was just an unfortunate, fluky thing with the handoff. Maybe I'm wrong. Nobody else was talking about that. I thought something was weird with that handoff. I really do. I'm not. The Cardinals, if they lost this game, I'd start to get a little worried, like something was happening like last year. Even though I still would think they were better than last year, but I don't think they're gonna lose.
I hope not.
I don't think. I would hope not. Jets and Dolphins. The Dolphins got a pair of running backs on the Rona list, but
they don't use them anyways.
I'm going Dolphins. They've been using Gaskin a lot, actually. They've been putting Wildcat a lot, but I think he'll be back anyways. He needs like 2 negative tests by game time, by Saturday, whatever it is. I think he's gonna be fine. But Javon Holland's a big one. If he's out, he may be out. That's a huge piece of their defense, even though he's a rookie, because he can play free, great in pass coverage, rangy. He can come up in the box and blitz. He's been blitzing like crazy, getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I'm still going to go Dolphins, though, because they're hot and the Jets are not.
Yeah, you got to go with the Fins here.
Is everybody going with the Fins?
Probably.
I'm up there twice. There we go. The fans are actually going with the Dolphins. I got to start the trick. I got to trick everyone, You never know. But you know what we're going with. Cowboys and Giants.
Ooh, we got 2 divisional matchups in this division.
Is everybody going with the Cowboys?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know where I'm going.
Giants?
No.
Going with the Cowboys? Cowboys been.
I've been saying it. Like last week, I was debating on it a little bit, picking Washington because I'm not really sold on the Cowboys.
They tried to blow it.
Yeah.
Dak wasn't too. That's like the
good. He's like. He's good. He's good, but like there's like people that like.
He's pretty damn good though.
He's good, but like there's people that are just like. I don't know. I feel like there's either people that just rip him, or there's people that just like say he's like top 5 quarterback.
No one's like just saying he's pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's like good, but like he does some dumb stuff, and like.
But that's kind of
misses.
NFL.
He misses.
Like
he misses
Kyler
some.
Murray does some dumb stuff, but he does some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
He misses some
Mahomes.
throws, some easy ones though, and you just like don't expect that from if he's as good as everyone says he is. But he's solid, but he almost gave that game away.
Yeah, I feel like they're not. Is a lot of times the offense and because the pass rush has been incredible, but are they on the same page? Like the defense and the offense, I feel like it's actually kind of hard for them in the second half of the year to be on the same page. Like I think their defense set their offense up. The defense even scored early, and the offense was fine, but then offense kind of was blowing it at the end there, and the defense had to clutch up. So if they can have both on at the same time, they could be a Super Bowl team. But I think they only need one on to beat the Giants.
I think the defense is kind of they're similar to the
offense.
They got
DeMarcus Lawrence and Gregory back in there.
Yeah, they look good at times too. They had
it's actually a nasty defense.
Yeah. They had what's his face in there, Gallimore, right?
Gallimore's
Yeah,
back,
he looked good too. I don't know, they look pretty good. I mean, we talked about Curse too. Curse has been playing really well for them. Like not many people have been talking about that, but he's been a big player for them. Obviously, Micah Parsons was huge for them.
Are they more of a? That's kind of the good thing though. Are they more of a defensive team or an offensive team?
And like sometimes though, like they just let a team just march all the way down the field, and like they just can't stop anything. It's
they have
weird,
to get pressure to be able to, but I mean they can though, especially now with it's kind of reminded me. It's a different scheme, but it kind of reminds me of the Bucs last year, where it's like, I mean Barrett can rush off the edge, Pierre-Paul can rush off the edge, Pierre-Paul that can put him on the defensive line, he can rush from there while they have Devin White blitzing. It's kind of the same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, and Micah Parsons. It's kind of a similar situation, and now they got Gallimore who gets some good interior pressure. Could that be the Bucs of last year, they won the Super Bowl because they were the most balanced team and they were high end on both sides of the ball? So it's just, will the Cowboys stay healthy and will they stay consistent? I think it's more of a question of the offense when it comes to consistency. Yeah. But it's that team's looking at their roster and looking at what they're capable of. It's like that team I want to be able to pick at. This is the Super Bowl team, but can I trust them? That's the question. But I could trust them to beat the Giants.
That's all that matters this week.
That's all that matters. Game by game, step by step. Take care of Mike Glennon in his neck. They got it. And they got it.
Do you think Glennon could give his neck, a little bit of his neck, to Daniel Jones?
Hopefully. And then Daniel Jones would be able to play, maybe?
Yeah.
Would he be better or would he be worse?
Cut off just like...
Well, okay, Washington and Philadelphia. This is a big one here. Teams fighting to get into playoffs. They're trying to catch the Cowboys. I don't think they're going to catch the Cowboys, but they're fighting. This is huge. They play each other twice still.
It's a big game.
If one team goes 2-0 in that battle, the 2-0 team's probably making the playoff.
Yeah, they're making wild
and
card.
the 0-2 teams
win the
is
division.
out. They're done. But this is where we start here. We're here in week 15. So Washington football has a lot of guys on that Rona list. Let me tell you. A lot of guys on the Rona list, so it's tough to go them. But I'll tell you what, I was leaning towards the Eagles in this first battle already because, well, it doesn't help that those guys are out too. A guy like Jonathan Allen's a big one. Now Kendall Fuller, right before we went to go record, or a little bit ago, Kendall Fuller was on the list now too. So a couple other guys too. I can't even keep track anymore. But Jonathan Allen's the big one. I missed Montez Sweat last week, but I like the way the Eagles match. This is on Sirianni. This game is on Nick. This is it. It's Nick Sirianni. Boom or bust. This is the one because
he's either shit canned or he's
not that. He either loses it's either the Eagles win or Sirianni lost it. That's how I feel. It's a prediction. It might be a little bold. That's how I feel. And I'll tell you why, Pete. Because Washington's been playing pretty good defense. Actually, they've been kind of getting a little close to where we thought they would be, playing a lot better. But this is a different type of offense to stop, and there's been good defenses that have not been able to stop this offense because they're not good at dealing with Hurts running around, but mainly those read options, the RPOs, and I think mainly Hurts read option, have him keep the ball, even his scrambling. I think that might be a problem for Washington. It's not what they're used to stopping, and I mean Washington played the Giants earlier in the year, and that was way earlier in the year. But they were using Daniel Jones like that, a lot of read options and keepers, and they just did not know how to stop it. Now they're a little more experienced now at this point of the year, but it's just they're not used to playing this type of offense recently. So I think Hurts could have a day on the ground here. But why I say it's on Sirianni is he actually has to call those things. Sometimes he just forgets what would work, and he just we're just gonna have him drop back and throw the ball all day. They're gonna lose the game if they do that. I don't care who's out for Washington. If they got all these just drop backs for Hurts, and that's the majority of play types they got, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. So you rather have Gardner Minshew in there if that's what you're gonna do. But if it's up to me, I'm playing Hurts, and they are playing Hurts. No brainer. And you kind of do what you've been doing to win these games. And the only team that defense was able to slow them down really was the Giants. It's a good defense as well. I'm feeling Eagles.
I like the Eagles too at home. I think coming off the bye, that helps Jalen Hurts. And I think, people are trying to want to start a QB controversy, but I don't think it's really there. I mean, who the heck did they beat with Minshew?
Who the hell did they just beat? Did they just beat the Jags?
Jets?
Jets.
It was Jets, yeah. I mean,
remember.
Obviously it's the Jets. So he did play a great game.
Was close for a little bit. He played
a great game, but Jalen Hurts has been on fire. The last few games he's been playing. So I like the Eagles here. I think they go on a little run here to end the season.
Dan he's been an Eagles guy this year. Well, Eagles game guy. He's been picking these accurately, so he's going.
The Eagles.
Looks like we made the right choice then. Yeller's going.
Yeller's got the Eagles.
Eagles, and the fans are actually going with the football team.
Oh.
So right there, right in the middle on the W.
All right, fans.
Maybe they changed their mind now that everyone's out. No, that's locked.
It's too late.
It's
done. Locked in.
They're fucked. No, maybe they're not. Maybe they got. I don't know. Titans and the Steelers.
Oh.
What do you got? You're the Titans guy. You're the Titans.
Give me the Titans. I saw a stat today that ever since Mike Vrabel took over the Titans, they haven't lost yet.
Wait, you say you're going with the Titans?
Hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't lost to the Jags. That's first. Obviously, but
they're playing the Steelers.
No, but he's 7-0 after the Jags week. After being the Jag, he's 7-0 after being the Jags.
Right, I guess I
so I'm
gonna
take the Titans here.
But
yeah, Steelers are pretty banged up. Looks like they. I saw they signed John Simon, who was on our team this year. Maybe they're trying to get.
What the hell are they going to do with Stamos?
They're trying to get some intel over there, but no. I think it's because T.J. Watt's banged up. Alex Highsmith got banged up. That doesn't help them at all. I think the Titans could take care of business here. I hope.
All right. Looks like while you're talking, everybody went with the Titans.
Oh.
Dan's pointing at the Titans. Yeah, I don't know. Steelers. In that Vikings game, the first half of that game, they looked like maybe the worst team in football. It was pretty bad. It looks like you can run all over the Steelers. Titans can do that. Steelers look pretty good in the second half. Vikings let teams come back. I don't know if the Titans will let them come. They're not the Vikings, so I'm gonna go with the Titans here. I can see the Steelers sneaking this one off. I can see it. I guess. I'm feeling the Titans though here in this one. So is everybody. Everyone for the Titans. Okay. Just depends on what run defense for the Steelers shows up, and it just hasn't really been showing up recently here. Texans and oh god, what the hell is this game? This is the shit bowl. I was gonna call it the tank bowl. It's just a shit bowl. It's the do we even want to win bowl, which is kind of the tank bowl. It's kind of the same thing.
I don't know. I gotta go at Houston. I think
you just have to, right?
I don't. That Jags' offense is just their defense isn't bad. Their offense though,
the Texans did lose to the Jets a couple weeks ago, so they did. They're very capable of losing to the Jags.
Yeah, the Jags just can't score. Davis Mills actually looked pretty solid, even though
if Davis Mills versus Trevor Lawrence, like Trevor's just got to find a way. He's got to take over this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'm almost convincing myself. I was leaning towards the Texans, but I think Trevor's just got to have. He just knows I'm better than Davis Mills. I'm gonna have to take control and win this game. He's gonna have to.
I think that locker room is just the coaching staff. I think it's just all messed up.
Yeah, it's tough.
They need to do something.
I gotta go Texans. It's tough. Dan's pointing at the Texans, so I guess that's what he's going with. Yeller's also going. Everybody's going Texans.
The fan or the in the ESPN thing, 63% for the Jaguars.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's a toss up.
They should be better.
It's a toss up, but like 63%, that's
the Jags should win this game, but I just don't trust them, and they got that mess going on. Is what's doing it for me. I don't know. Everybody for the Texans. Surprised no one didn't go the Jaggers. That's a good list.
Might be interesting.
This is a good one. Bengals and Broncos. The Bengals they were getting hot. Now they're getting a little cold. They were getting hot early in the year, then they got cold, and they got hot, and they got cold, and here we are. They're cold right now. Broncos playing some good defense. They're running the ball very, very well. This is a big one.
Who did they play? I don't know why I'm like blanking. Who the Broncos play this last week?
Lions.
That's okay.
They beat them up.
Yeah, I mean they did what they should have done. They were just keeping the running backs fresh. There was like Melvin Gordon for a few carries, and then Javonte Williams for a few carries, and they were just tapping each other out, and they were just pounding it. That's exactly what the Broncos need to do, and that could help Teddy out a lot. But I like the Bengals in this game. I just think they're the better team here. I know the Broncos are playing pretty well. They both have the same record. I think the Bengals really let that last game slip up on them. They shouldn't have lost that game to the 49ers. But I think, again, I think the Bengals are just a better team just overall. I think their offense has a lot more firepower. Their defense is pretty underrated. I think it's up there with the Broncos. Broncos might be a little bit better on the defensive side of the ball, but that offense is just the difference, I think, for me to pick this game.
Dan, Broncos.
Oh.
He's feeling the Broncos here. Yeller's going Bengals. The fans are going Bengals. I am going Bengals. So
there
Dan's by himself, lone wolf over there, lone Bronco. Yeah, I like the matchup for the Bengals, and they kind of, I like the matchup in games that they lost. They kind of just shot themselves in the foot in those games, so you're kind of banking on them not shooting themselves in the foot to win this game. That's just really what it is. I like the matchup, though. This is two very good defenses. The Broncos' offense is run the ball, and they're pretty damn good at it. Huge Devontae Williams guy, but the Bengals stopped the run, so I don't think they're going to completely shut it down, but they're going to slow it down. They're going to slow it down quite a bit. They're going to make Teddy Bridgewater beat them. It's possible. It's like the Bengals defense making plays, but the Broncos defense has been making big-time plays as well, but they run a lot of man coverage, and they've been locking team, the receivers, quarterbacks down by doing that, but going against the Bengals with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, I don't think you want to run man coverage against that offense. So I like the way the Bengals match up. It's just if they don't take care of the ball, that'll be why they lost, because I do think they match up better in this game. So going Bengals. Dan by himself, even though he's pointing at the Bengals. Falcons and 49ers. This could be a good one. This yeah. Shanahan's old team here. We're offense coordinator of the Falcons and the head coach of the 49ers for a bit.
The Corderos versus the Niners. The Corderos versus the Debos.
Yeah.
No, Kittle's actually been dominant. I want to go with the Niners here at home. The Falcons are playing a little bit better. It does help to have Cordell Patterson back, but honestly, I think they struggle against even like solid. I think the Niners have a pretty solid defense. I think they struggle against pretty good defenses. So, yeah, I think the Niners could put up a lot of points on this Falcons defense, especially with the way Kittle's been playing and just the weapons Samuel's been all year. Hopefully they get Mitchell back too. I don't know. I know he's pretty banged up. I think he had a concussion and something else going on too. But they get him back. I think the Niners are pretty dangerous with just running back. They can run the ball just with their scheme, and then also throwing the ball, getting the ball to Kittle, getting the ball to Samuel, running it to him as well. They're pretty dangerous.
I'm gonna go Niners. I just trust them a little more. Trust their play calling. I trust them to take care of the ball. Maybe a little more. I trust them in crunch time. The Falcons, even games they win, they make it a little interesting. So I'm gonna go with the Niners in this one. I think this is a game. Yeah, I wish the Falcons had Calvin Ridley in a game like this. If you really could spread it out with all those weapons, and that could give the 49ers some problems. Second half of the Bengals game for the 49ers, the Bengals finally started to throw the ball downfield and using the variety of weapons, and that seemed to be a problem for the 49ers, which they're missing some guys in the secondary, and that'd be why. I'm just going to trust in this one. Big trust. I'm going to go.
Trust.
I'm going to trust the 49ers here in this one a little more. Everybody's going 49ers.
After all that.
I don't think old Yeller's picking the – whoa, there we go.
Yeah, he's not a Falcons guy.
He's not a Falcons guy. He didn't pick him last week. And
that upset him.
Yeah, well, he's thinking that – I think his logic, though, because he didn't pick them, that they're going to win. So – I think he might be actually secretly locking in the Falcons to win this week, even though he's not picking them. So bad news for 49ers fans, good news for Falcons fans.
I don't know how that makes sense, but all right.
But we're moving on.
All right.
Seahawks and Rams. The Rams got a bunch of guys on the list. Seahawks are heating up. Rashad Penny, he's getting going. That's good to see him on the field healthy because he can play. I'm still going to go with the Rams, though. I don't know. I just think they're just better. They're just better, even with missing some guys. They just beat the Cardinals. They might be missing more.
I was about to say that. I'm picking the Rams as well. They were missing a handful of guys in that game.
Handful of Peter.
Yeah, missing a handful of guys in that one. And even if they're missing other guys here, I think they're still the better team. I think they're going to try and prove it here down the stretch, too. I think they're really fighting for the division, fighting for a top seed in the NFC.
Dan, Ram. Yeller, Ram, Fan Ram. Everybody Rams, not fully
Dan Ram,
Seahawks.
Fan Ram.
Seahawks got a couple wins, not fully buying in, though. They're playing a little better ball, but What if Rashad Penny just diced him up and ball game? That's it. I'm a huge Rashad Penny guy forever.
Is his contract expiring here?
Yeah,
probably.
Got a tough decision.
Probably why he's going off.
Seems to be how it works. Packers and
trust.
Ravens. Is Big Trust gonna play Lamar Jackson? I don't know.
I think he's gonna play.
I think he's
Sounds
gonna
like
play.
he's playing.
You hear like Harbaugh's confident, but then you hear, you don't know. It's gonna.
He's gotta play if they.
Then Rodgers has got his toe.
Yeah.
He's got that his toe situation. He had a setback.
Maybe the coaches will, meet on game day at the 50. They'll meet on the logo and they'll come to an agreement. Maybe. They're like, all right, you bench Rodgers, we bench Lamar.
Deal,
and then they go with it.
And then Rodgers comes out to play. Man, that's something Rodgers would pull, I think. So if it's Jordan Love versus Tyler Huntley,
that'd be something.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with. Oh, I don't know actually.
I'm going with Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
The Ravens are gonna blitz the shit out of the Jordan Love like the Chiefs did. And they're gonna win.
That's crazy.
Okay, if it's Aaron Rodgers versus Tyler Huntley, if we're going Packers. If it's Jordan Love versus Lamar, you're going Ravens. If it's Aaron Rodgers versus Lamar Jackson, like we're expecting, what are you going?
You're gonna go with Aaron Rodgers.
We're gonna go Aaron Rodgers here. Yeah.
The Ravens might be in trouble here. They got we think the Bengals are gonna win. We think the Browns are gonna win. You're in trouble.
I picked the Raiders to beat the Browns.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Give them some help, okay?
You did. They're going to be in trouble, though.
Ravens got to get out there and just win, They
got to win. They got to win 2 more games.
Can they do it?
Tough
games. Rams are coming up, too.
Oh, it's too tough. They could get in with 1 win, but it's going to be tough.
Yeller's going Packers. I know he was having a hard time with this one. He was kind of back and forth, but he's going Packers. The fans are going Packers, and Dan the Body, he's going Packers.
Dan the Body.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
But in the Bears against the Packers, they were putting up some points. They were, kind of getting the ball underneath, get to their speedster guys and letting them go to work, and the Packers had some poor angles and no help in the back end. So if there's a team that can kind of do that, I think it could be the Ravens, get Lamar outside, get Hollywood Brown underneath. Rashad Bateman's looking pretty good. Watkins.
Duvernay.
Yeah, so the Ravens might be able to do it there. I just think the bad thing here is really Rodgers versus
Dyson.
The Ravens game is blitz. Can they even blitz without their star corners? If they do blitz, Rodgers going to beat them anyways. He's gonna throw all over this secondary. He is. So I'm gonna go with the Packers. We're all gonna go with the Packers in this one. It's a must win for the Ravens. If the Packers want the 1 seed, it's a must win for the Packers. Oh, and Dan picked the Fudge Packers, not the Packers. I forgot that.
Just
he said that's what I'm just telling you what he said. Okay. Saints and Bucks. The Bucks just can't beat the Saints in the regular season.
Can they do it?
They did it in the playoffs last year. That was, that they'll take that. But can they do it? They're playing Taysom Hill, and the Saints are hot right now. Now they won 1 game, and they're getting going. They got put up a lot of points though.
Against the Jets.
Hey, they did it. Okay.
Give me the Bucks at home. I think they just. I guess is where NFC. The last 2 wild card spots are kind of open. I think the Niners are taking that 6 seed right now. You don't know about that,
no,
or
they're taking it.
Oh yeah, but the 7 seed's kind of open. I think it's, but I think
the
Bucks
football team game.
I think the Bucks are ready just to put the Saints down and get them out of here, get them out of the playoffs.
If the Bucks lose this game, pretty.
That'd be something.
I'm just Saints just pound them again. Are we ever going to be able to pick the Bucks to beat the Saints again in the regular season? I don't know. I'm going to take the Bucks. I'm going to do it. I'll do it.
Yeah.
They should win.
They should.
That's really it. They're favored by a shitload of points, so Vegas is kind of getting cocky with it too. So
that's
I don't know.
Surprising.
I think it's 11.5 last I saw or something, which is God, that's a lot. But I
mean, the Saints are struggling, though. I know they just won, but they were struggling before that.
I think Taysom Hill is kind of the problem here. I mean, he's not the problem, but in a game like this, I think he's the problem.
He's a great fantasy quarterback.
I'd rather have him in general than Trevor Siemian, but going against the Bucks, with Taysom Hill, and your main game is run with and you can't really run on the Bucks. Maybe they can. Maybe they will be able to, but you're gonna have to throw here. But their defense, when they play the Bucks, they seem to take the ball away from Tommy Brady quite a bit. Let's see if they can pull that off. I'm just feeling the Bucs this time around.
Lattimore just shuts down Mike Evans every time.
That's just how it
That's
goes,
weird.
apparently. Everybody for the Bucs. Okay, we'll see if we regret that. Very well could.
Dan's not here for the Monday night game.
Oh, God. That means I control Dan's pick. I mean, he's pointing at the Vikings, so that means he's got the Bears hat on, though. He's going with the Bears.
Oh, boy.
Yeller's going Vikings here. He's going Vikings. What's Pete going with?
I'm going to go with the Vikings here.
Bears in Chicago. Sloppy soldier. Cold weather. Monday night football. You don't want them?
No.
What's the fans going with? The fans are going with the Vikings. All right.
Stealing going to be back?
It's a good question. I'm expecting him to be back.
I don't know if he wants to play on that sloppy soldier with that ankle.
That's a good point.
Is Kendricks play this last?
He played.
Oh, he played on Thursday. Look at that.
Played. Barr came back, too. They're getting some guys back. Bears got some guys on Rona list. The Vikings got Madison on that list as well.
The Vikings got to hope. They got to hope for a close game because they don't like playing with the lead. I don't think they like playing from behind, obviously. So they got to be in a close game, and then they'll keep playing, and then they'll pull it off.
I worry about special teams, actually, for the Vikings. The Bears' special teams looked great against the Packers last week, and the Vikings' best gunner is out, and D.D. Westbrook's going to be out, too, their returner. So that's actually something. That's not how I'm going to pick this game, though, off special teams. There's one part of the Bears where the matchup, I think, might be good for the Bears. Well, it's one specific thing. I think Fields using his legs. And that kind of goes for every game, really. But I think he can be dangerous against the Vikings defense using his legs and get some design runs, get him scrambling, get him outside. I actually think that can work wonders. Am I going to trust Nagy to get those things going? Fields should have a good day running. But the matchup in general, it definitely sides with the Vikings a lot, I think. Looking at offensively, the Bears play a lot of man coverage, kind of like the Steelers did last week. And Jefferson just torches man coverage. So, and he had his way with the Bears last year too. So we'll see if Thielen's playing to take some stress off Jefferson, but it doesn't really seem to matter. And another reason the Bears have been able to beat the Vikings in the past in these big games, none of this one's that big, but the Bears stopped the run. They were like stout stopping a run. That's the Vikings game, but Bears aren't nearly as good stopping a run now, so I do think the Vikings could have some success. We'll see if Akeem Hicks plays or not. That's a big factor there as well. But the Vikings defense, they haven't been too great this year. They got healthier, though, so they're getting better. But one thing they do, what they're really good at is disguising what type of defense they're in. They might be one of the best in football at disguising what type of defense. You don't know. And going against a rookie quarterback, and they're really good at blitzing as well. I think they're really going to do a good job disguising that, and they're going to blitz Fields quite a bit. Just a big question is, Steelers game, they blitzed them, they gave them problems, and they kind of just stopped blitzing the second half, and that's not the only reason. That's a very small reason why the Steelers came back, but are the Vikings going to blow a lead again? I'm fully expecting them to blow a lead, but I'm going to pick them still because I'm a matchup guy, and the matchup says Vikings. But, they're going to have a lead in this game. They're going to blow it. Will they win? Will they lose? You can flip a coin then, but I'm going to go with the matchup and go with the Vikings. So Dan's by himself there. It's a very winnable game for the Bears. He can get that one. We'll see. This actually might be the first cold game for the Vikings. How will Kirk be in the cold?
He's played in the cold before. He's
we'll see.
Okay.
He didn't have the best game last week, primetime. That primetime Kirk scares me a little bit. Starting to scare me. He had some good moments, though. He had some good moments. We'll see here with this Monday night game. It's not like the Rams-Cardinals yesterday, but it's like, it's division rival. Can't wait to see. We know the Vikings are going to blow a lead. You can't wait to see on how much of a lead. Will it be the NFL record like last week that they almost blew because the record was 28? They almost blew at 29. Is it just going to be 7? It could be 12. I don't know. That's what we're all waiting to see. It's going to happen,
They picked the Bears.
But they might win still. They're going to blow a lead. And I think they should be able to pull it off. If it was like the Packers, they beat the Packers this year, but if it was the Packers, I'm like, they're going to blow a lead, and the Packers are going to beat them.
It didn't happen.
It didn't. The Ravens I called exactly. The Ravens one, I think I said word for word was going to happen, like exact plays when, and I'm kidding, but close. Well, okay.
Okay.
That's going to do it for the Week 15 pick'ems. We'll be back next week, Week 16, right? Yeah, 16 is after 15. And then 17, and then 18. So we got 18 now. And then we got the playoffs. And there's actually, I almost forgot, there's Monday night playoff games this year, which
they're flexing games too on they're flexing games on on Week 18 as well on Saturday. I think they are.
Saturday, okay. We'll have you up to date with all that. We'll have the picks. We got the action. We got all the action. So like, subscribe, turn notifications on. That's going to do it for this one. Goodbye.